see we have Simon and Greg with us, and Bobby's here to ask some questions. Feel free to say hello in the comments. I can see them from here. And if any questions arise during it, you can have your parents type them into us, and we'll make sure that Simon gets them. So I'm going to give Bobby and Simon the show, and they have a few questions all ready to go.
All right.
Thanks, Simon.
Bring them on. Oh, just before we start, can I do a knock knock joke? Just for a
Yes,
second.
please.
Hang on. Knock knock.
Yes. Who's there?
Boo.
Boo hoo.
Aw, you don't have to cry about it. All right, here we go.
Well, I'm really happy to see you here today, Simon, and I hope that you've been enjoying this lovely day so far.
Well, it's pretty nice out, but sometimes I do get bored with all this COVID stuff.
Wow, yeah, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. We have some questions here for you, Simon. Do you mind if we go ahead and ask you one?
I'm looking forward to it. Hi, kids. Glad to have you on board, and I'm going to do my best to answer those questions. And Greg here will help me sometimes. I sure will, Simon.
Wonderful. Okay, so the first question I have, Simon, is from Leaf, and he's 10 years old, and he has the question, why can't kids go anywhere?
Well, it's because of this thing called COVID, and it's a germ that can spread really, really fast if you get too close to people, and the germ gets into your eyes or your nose or your mouth. And those are kind of the doorways for the germ to get in. So when people cough, or if they, maybe wipe their mouth with their hand and then they touch you, or they touch something and then you touch that same thing right away, then that germ can get into you, and then you might get sick. But here's the other thing. You might not get sick, but you might have the germ, and then you can pass it on to someone else. So we have to be really, really careful right across the whole wide world that we practice safe things like washing our hands. And when we meet people who are outside of our house, we want to stay at least 6 feet away. And that means the germ can't jump to person and get more people sick.
Okay. I hope, Leaf, that that answers that question for you.
That was a really good question, Leaf. Thanks.
That was a really good one. So how about this one? Why is the quarantine so long?
Oh, that's I asked that same question to Greg a little while ago. Can I tell him what you told me? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Well, it's because this is a brand new germ. There's lots of germs all over the place, and they're around all the time. But we know a lot about them, like colds and different flus, and things like chickenpox and measles. So we know everything about those, and how to understand them, and how to treat them, and how to help people who are sick with them. But this is a brand new one that came out, and it went across the world really, really fast. So we're just learning about it now. And as we learn, we're getting better at knowing what to do and what not to do. So the first thing we're trying to figure out is how to stop it from spreading so fast. And that's like the physical distancing, washing our hands, being careful of who we're in contact with. The next thing that's happening right now is they're trying to figure out how to help people who get sick with medication and with treatment. And they're trying to figure out a way to give, those needles you get when you're young to stop things from happening. Sometime they're going to be able to do that and give us a little needle, and then we don't get it later. But they're just figuring all that out, and it takes time. It takes a few months or maybe even up to a year to figure that out. But at some point, guess what? We're pretty smart people, and it is going to get figured out. And then we're going to understand it and be able to deal with it in a better way.
That's great, Simon. That's good to hear. It's nice to hear some of that positive stuff.
I was so glad to hear that too, because we don't know exactly how long it'll last, but it tells me there will be an end sometime, and we're going to kick that germ out of our lives.
That's great. That's great. Okay, how about this one, Simon? Are you ready for another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Ezra would like to know why my mommy and daddy won't let me and my brother have pizza every day? How about that
Oh,
one?
well, you know what? I like pizza too. I like pizza with pepperoni and bacon and Italian sausage and double cheese, double cheese even. But anyways, I had the same difficulty. I'm living here with Greg, and I would like to have ice cream and pop and pizza every day, but you know what? I know that's really not good for me. I need to have certain certain nutrients and things like vegetables and fruit and other foods that make sure I have all the things that I need in my body to do well. If I only ate pizza, actually I'd be missing lots of different things, and I might even get sick because I don't have the right nutrients. I don't have the right things inside of me that make me feel better. So, like drinking water, I'd rather have pop. Is that okay to say? Yeah, I know you'd rather have it, but I try and drink as much water as I can because water is the best drink for you. So I just have pop once in a while. Same thing for pizza. Hey, you know what? We have a special pizza day in my family here. It's every Wednesday night because that's the time. That's one of the nights that pizza's a good price. And we have that little routine of every Wednesday is pizza night. So that might be something your family might want to think about is pick one night that you have pizza, and that's a special night. And then the other nights you do other things.
That's a really good idea, Simon. Thank you for sharing that. I
Oh,
really
you're very
appreciate that.
welcome. But each family's different, in what they eat and what they do. But your parents are doing the best they can, and it's not easy being a parent. I I kind of feel sorry for my parents sometimes, and for Greg. They work hard at making things all work, and even going shopping. They're going out and having to be careful of making sure the shopping cart is clean, and they have to stand in line to make sure there's that physical distancing. So, I'm really proud of the stuff they're doing for me and for other kids.
Yes, that's true, Simon. It's good that you reminded us of that, for sure. Okay, so here's another one from Ryder, and
Hi, Ryder.
he would hi, hi, Ryder. He would like to know why or how the world got sick in just one day.
Well, the world didn't get sick in one day. It took some time, but we didn't hear about it for a little while. It started in a country far, far away, and germs can start anywhere. It could start in Canada, it could start in Japan, it could start in Italy, and this one started in a far, far, far away country. And because this germ was pretty sneaky and brand new, everyone thought it was just a cold or a flu that we know everything about. And then more and more people got sick. And then those people, because they didn't know they were really sick and it was something new, they might travel and take a vacation to Florida or to Italy or to Spain. And then the germ jumped from one person to another person because they were touching and coughing and not washing their hands. And then that person would fly to visit Canada, and then they would see a family member and they would jump again. And then someone would fly to another country like India. And that's what happened. So, because it started far away, those places far away got sick faster. And then it slowly, slowly went to come here, mostly because people were traveling. Now, traveling is really under control. They're watching and making sure people don't travel a lot and don't drive to different places a lot so that the germ isn't able to spread in the same way.
Okay, well, thank you, Simon.
You're
That's
welcome.
great.
I have another joke.
Oh, okay,
Knock,
ready.
knock, knock, knock.
Who's there? Who's there?
Cabbage. Cabbage.
Cabbage who?
Oh, how many cabbages have a last name? Oh,
Good one, Simon. Good one. I hope our friends are enjoying those out there.
and sometime if they have a joke and they want to share it, they can send it to the chat room, and I'll try and tell them that joke next time.
Oh, I like that. That's a great idea. Okay, good stuff. Okay, I have another one here. Is school done forever?
No way. It's not. Schools had a hard time and sometimes, I don't like to do my homework, but I like to learn and that's where I see all my friends when I go to school. And boy, I really like my teachers and they work hard. So because we don't want to be close to everybody and at school everyone's kind of close, we're just doing school now at home. First there wasn't any school at all. And that was kind of like a holiday. But boy, that was much, much too long. Now I'm going online and doing my schooling, but it will come back. When I'm not sure if it'll be this school year, but I kind of think that in the fall that we will be getting back to school. And if it's not in person, it will be at least online. And they're trying to make that some of my online courses, they're fun and they're interesting. And I'm even learning French online.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, bon journey? No, no. Bonjour. That means
Good
hello.
stuff. Good stuff. Okay, Simon, here's another one. I hope it's not too tricky for you. But are these children's friends and teachers okay?
Oh, that's a really good question because we worry about people who we care about and we love, our family members. Maybe, my grandfather, he doesn't live here, and I was thinking about him. And yeah, it's okay to worry about people, but you know what? We're all getting really, really good at outsmarting that germ. We know how that germ gets into us, and we know that if we keep our hands washed, if we don't touch our face when we're out and touching things and in the public, if we do our physical distancing, that germ is in trouble and it's not going to spread so much. So what we can do is remind our friends that they should be doing all these things and do them ourselves, practice them. Even when we start going back to school or back to being able to play in the playground, we need to do all these things for a little while and make sure that germ doesn't get all strong again and get spread again. So I do worry, but I know that everyone who practices these safe things, they're going to be all right, and they're going to be able to stay my friends. And I know we connect on Facebook and FaceTime and Zoom sometimes, so I get to see them and chat, and we actually have a joke night where a bunch of my friends come together and we share jokes. That's one of my favorite nights.
Aw, that's good. It's nice to stay connected with your friends.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of the hard parts of being at home a lot. It does feel a little bit lonely, and it's not quite the same as being with your friends when you're in person and playing games and playing all kinds of things and doing things together. But at least we have this. I was thinking the other day, Greg, when you were my age, you didn't have all this tech stuff. Like you didn't even have phones. No, I had phones, but they were phones with a rotary dial. A what? A rotary dial. A what? What the heck is that? Anyways, it's lucky that
So
we live now and we have things like social media that we can connect to, and so we can stay in touch. Boy, can you imagine only having letters or 2,000 years ago that all we had were drums, boom, 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 say hello and all that stuff. Wow, we're lucky actually.
We are, for sure. Hi, Jen.
hi, I just came on because a couple questions have popped up, and also someone really wanted to share a knock knock joke with Simon, so I thought that I would.
Okay.
So Simon, this is from Leaf, and I'm going to say it to you. Okay, knock knock.
Who's there?
Canoe, canoe.
Canoe who?
Canoe, let me in. I've got to go pee.
Oh, that's a super one. Thanks a lot. I didn't know
Good
that
job,
one.
Leaf.
I just had to share it. Also, there's one more question. There's a little boy, Chris. He was wondering when. I know that you've talked about when he will eventually be able to see his friends again, but he's also having some trouble understanding social distancing and why that's important and even what that is really. So if you could just explain it a little more for him.
Yeah, That's a really good question. And you know what? One of the things, it's not that we want to distance socially because we want to stay in touch with our friends and our family. It's physical distancing. And that means being a certain distance away from people who aren't in our family living with us. So they're saying 6 feet. So you kind of gotta have your mom or dad or your older brother or sister show you what 6 feet is. And it's not a huge distance, but it is a distance enough that it's hard for the germ to jump that far. See, they're imagine a frog. So if you have a frog on the sidewalk and you don't want the frog to jump on your foot, if you stand 1 foot away, do you think the frog could jump on your foot? Absolutely. Some frogs can jump pretty far. So pretend this germ is a frog. And what we know is it's hard for this frog to jump more than 6 feet through a cough or through somebody, maybe crying some tears or perhaps sneezing. Achoo! And that can push the germ out. So if that frog can't jump, or that germ, which we're pretending is a frog, can't jump more than 6 feet, if we're 6 feet away, we're pretty safe. And that's why we want to keep a certain distance. That will disappear someday, that we don't have to do that. But for now, we need to pay attention and do some practicing what 6 feet means. At home, it's not the same, because your mom or dad or your brothers and sisters or maybe your grandparents are living with you, that you're in the same house and you're really being very careful. But when you go outside, let's say to get the mail, and somebody's coming to get the mail too, and you want to stay until they get the mail first and then you get it. So keep that 6 feet away for now.
It's kind of like turn taking.
Yeah, that's it.
A little
That's
bit
what's
like
happening
that.
at the store. Greg went to the store the other day. He said he had to stand in line for about 30 minutes to get into the store, and everybody stood 6 feet apart in line.
Oh,
Oh,
where's Greg?
where's my
Where's
camera?
Simon?
Where's my camera? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh no. Well, why don't I answer a few more questions, and I don't want to turn off and come in again because we might lose more connection. So I'm so sorry I can't see all of you and you see me, but I can still answer a few questions.
That's perfect, Simon. That's perfect. Okay, I have another one here. Why are people wearing masks? That's a big question.
Well, why they're wearing masks is, again, remember we said one of the ways that the germ gets out is through our mouth, coughing or sneezing, and our nose. And if we wear a mask and we feel a little bit sick, it actually stops that from popping out and traveling the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 feet or 6 feet to get on somebody else. And so if we aren't sick and we wear a mask, for some people, that helps us also protect our nose and our mouth from those germs coming in.
Oh, hi, Simon.
I'm back.
You're back. Yay.
So when doctors and dentists do our work on our teeth, or they're doing an operation, we see a doctor movie and they're wearing these masks and they're wearing these gowns. That's all around not spreading germs. Now, that's not for this germ, but we don't want anybody to get a germ and get it on them when they're sick, or when they're getting their teeth worked on, or if you've seen a barber and you wear sort of a cape around you to keep the hairs from falling all over your body. So it's a protective device. So those germs are stopped from popping out and getting to you, or from you getting to someone else.
Okay.
Hey, I was wearing a mask the other day because I want to get used to it, because when I go back to school, I might have to wear a mask, or when I go certain places, I might have to wear a mask. And I was trying to get used to it. And it's kind of strange to wear. But I was thinking, at Halloween, I wear a mask. It's a different type of mask. But But I'm going to practice more and more of wearing a mask just in case I have to use it later on when we do get back outside more and can be in contact with people.
Okay, and Simon, guess what? You might see a lot more people wearing masks too.
Yeah, yeah. And before, you think, oh, someone's going to rob a bank. No, no, that's not what's happening. It's because they're trying to protect from germs.
That's
So
right.
we are all going to be mass superheroes.
That's a great way to look at it, Simon. Very good way. Okay, so I have a question from Ryder, and he would like to know if his doctor knows what's going on.
Oh, doctors and all the healthcare professionals, they know what's going on for sure, and they're working hard to try and protect us and help those people who do get sick to get better. In fact, almost everybody who gets sick is getting better, and that's really good. And and kids seem to be doing better with this virus, this germ, than others. Maybe because we're young and we're active. I don't really know why, and they don't know why. But yeah, our doctors are on top of this and they're learning more and more. And they're even taking chances because they're working with people right close up who might have the germ.
Mm-hmm.
My doctor,
Yeah.
I really love my doctor. He's a hero to me.
Aw, wow. I have another question from Ezra, and Ezra would like to know what your Halloween costume was.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web. Yeah, you know the one.
That's
Oh, I
awesome.
love Spider-Man.
Good stuff.
I
Okay,
wonder
and
what
I
he was.
have,
I wonder what his costume was.
oh,
He
Ezra,
can maybe
if
put
you'd
that in
like
the
to
chat
share
room,
that
Ezra.
with us, you type that in, Ezra, if you want to share that, okay? Good stuff. Okay, so I have another question online from Chris, and he was wondering how long and how much soap do they need to use to wash their hands?
Oh, that's a really good question. So, what I learned is that you need to wash your hands for 20 seconds. And 20 seconds is about how long it takes to sing happy birthday 2 times. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Simon. Happy birthday to me. Then I do that again, and that's my 20 seconds. And you need to put enough soap on your hand that it kind of bubbles around all your whole hand, covers all your fingers and your thumb, right up to your wrist. And get your mom and dad to show you, and you can practice. You can practice washing your hand and singing a song. I know some kids, some of my friends, they got tired of Happy Birthday and they thought of other songs that they really like, some rock songs or rap songs, and they figured out what was 20 seconds and they use those to sing, and that makes them feel a little bit better because it's a different song that they really like. But
Oh,
Happy
good
Birthday
stuff.
works, and guess what? I have birthdays several times a day.
That's a lot of birthdays.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
Trevor, so you
105 years
practice.
old.
So, Trevor, you practice your happy birthdays, okay? Ezra just wanted to let you know, Simon, that he was a werewolf and his brother was a ninja.
Oh, nice one.
That's awesome. Okay, I have another question from a little guy that was wondering, should they be scared when they leave their house?
First time I went out with my mom, dad, and Greg, I was, oh, should I really go? Maybe I should stay at home. But you know what? They helped me understand that if we do everything that we should do the physical distancing, and when we did come back, I didn't touch my hand and face when I was out. As soon as I came back, I washed my hands really well. It didn't mean I had the germ. It just made sure that I didn't have it. And we have hand sanitizer in the car. And so we would also use that when we got in or got out of the car. So that we practice all of those things: physical distancing, hand washing. And when you're out, try not to touch your face. Try not to touch your eyes or your nose or your mouth, because that's how the germ gets in. And if it's on your hands, you don't touch your face, as soon as you wash it, that germ is toast.
Good stuff. There you go. Okay. Are you ready for another question, Simon?
Yes, I'm ready.
Here's a really important one, okay? How old are you?
I am 10.
10? Awesome. Good stuff. You're a good speaker for a 10-year-old.
I had
You
lots
know
of
a lot.
practice helping kids with sharing some of the things that I learned about. The Phoenix Center helps lots of kids, and I learned about helping kids because of the work that they do and that Greg does.
Okay, good stuff. Well, thank you for sharing all of this with us. Okay, so I have another question.
Knock, knock
Oh,
time. Knock, knock time.
oh, okay, ready. Knock.
Knock,
Oh,
knock.
you. Who's there?
Razor.
Razor who?
Raise your hand if you have a question.
That's great. And if you have a question, make sure you put it in the chat and we'll try to answer it. Okay, so let's see. How about this one? When do you think the quarantine is going to end?
Oh,
That's a tough one.
that's a really tough one. I don't know the answer. Do you know the answer to that, Greg? Actually, I don't know the answer to that. And the health professionals and the government, nobody really knows. But what we do know is that it's getting better, that it's not spreading as much. Oh yeah. So we're figuring out how not to have the germ jump from person to person. And that's the first thing. Next is how to help people with treatment. And then next is how to immunize people with that injection that would stop them from getting sick. And it probably is going to be a while. I think at least it's going to be this year, but it doesn't stop us from doing a lot of things we want to do, from learning, from connecting to our friends, from making sure that everything is okay in our lives, and from being with our families.
Okay. Yeah, it might take a little bit of time, but I think you're right. It's going to be gone very, very soon. That's great. Okay, so here's another question. When they go outside, will it be totally gone?
No, it's not going to be gone yet, but it's going to be not so much out there. That there's going to be a lot less of it happening. And if people do get sick, one of the things that they are doing that's really, really smart is they are staying home. So if you feel sick or one of your family members feels sick, stay inside and don't be in touch with people, even 6 feet away. And that's one of the ways that we're going to make that germ, stand still and not jump from person to person. So when we do start playing outside again, and maybe even being able to go to school, it's going to be different. They may only have part of the school go some days, so there's not so many kids. There might be in the playground that we can go outside, but we can't sort of be with other kids close. But maybe we can play games that we figure out that we're not touching something, and maybe like hide and seek, that we can point. I don't know. There might be some things that we can do to have fun that don't mean we are close to people. So those are things we're going to have to keep doing. Doesn't mean we have to be afraid of going out. It just means we have to use all our smarts to keep that germ from jumping.
Okay, so this question goes along with that question, and this one is, when they're feeling scared or nervous or anxious, who do they go to and what do they do?
Well, the first thing is not to feel bad about feeling nervous or scared or angry or sad. Those are all things that happen to every one of us. Even you, Greg, that's right. I feel all of those things. And the best thing to do is to talk about it, is to tell somebody how you're feeling. Because when I do that, I don't feel it so much. It means like it's kind of like sharing that with someone, and they take some of that load away. So your mom, your dad, it could be a parent, it could be a grandparent or an uncle or an aunt, and you could do it even online. And if your parents or your family are struggling with these things, there's all kinds of help online, with places like the Phoenix Center or Kids Helpline, or all kinds of places that you can get information on to figure this out. So talk about it. And I know what I'm forgetting. There's all kinds of things you can do to calm down and to feel better. the Kill Resource Center has all kinds of great ideas. And actually, at the end of this session, they're gonna do one of their stress busters that help you feel more calm. And there's many things, hundreds of things that you can do to calm yourself. It might be breathing or things like Jelly Belly or blowing bubbles or doing a puzzle or doing all kinds of things. And they're going to share one of those things. And if you go to their website, they'll have all kinds of other ideas that you can do around stresses. And this isn't just for kids. This is for any age. This is for your moms and your dads and you can share some of what you learn and teach others about how to feel calmer when you are all excited. So I get excited sometimes. Then I do breathing.
Oh, are you falling asleep, Simon?
I'm in the zone. Oh, there. I feel better now.
Good stuff. Okay, Simon, I have one more question to ask you. Are you ready?
Ready and able.
Okay. What do puppets like to eat?
Well, my favorite meal is spaghetti. And I like lasagna. I like pizza. I love asparagus. And I love carrots, both raw and cooked. So there's lots of things. Oh, and you know what? I drink lots of water because water makes my brain think really well and makes my body feel energy.
And we need to really take care of our bodies at this time, don't we?
Yeah. We need to take care of our bodies with what we eat, with how we sleep. We need our sleep. We need our time to take care of ourselves, and we need to keep learning, and we need to be connected to others.
Good stuff. Well, Simon, I want to thank you so much for coming and being with us here today and sharing all of this information with us. We really appreciate it.
Is it time already? Wow, did that
is.
ever go fast? Hey, kids, thanks so much for your questions and thanks for joining us. And I'll see you next week. And I hope you have more questions and send those knock jokes in.
Thank you, Simon.
Bye, everyone. Mwah.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I have no sound on my end. I don't know what happened, but this technology is a really funny thing. So I'm going to bring Kim Shallow on next, and she's going to do a little relaxation exercise for all of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you had any questions that did not get answered, we are going to answer them. We're going to have more of these chats with Simon, and we'll have a couple more episodes of Simon Says, hopefully, and we can ask him some more questions. And we're so happy you tuned in. It's going to be on our live feed, so you can watch it back. And we're going to bring Kim in now. Thank you so much for asking questions, Bobby. We were so happy to have you. And I'll send you away, but we'll see you again, I'm sure, very soon. And I'll bring in Kim.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Kim.
How's it going? That was so amazing. Oh, my goodness. Answers to our questions in such simple forms. I love it. So the world as we know it right now seems to be a little bit upside down, right? So not what we're used to at all. We're experiencing so many feelings and emotions. Some days or even some moments, our bodies are feeling like our uncooked spaghetti. Can you see my little piece of spaghetti wiggling? We are happy, we're having fun, we're loose, and we're relaxed. But other days or moments, we might feel sad or mad or worried or scared, and our bodies feel tense and tight and kind of stiff, like a piece of uncooked spaghetti, right? Like it doesn't bend very well. Yeah, so I would like to invite you to join me in a simple little breathing exercise called mountain breathing. So maybe we can feel a little more calm and relaxed and happier again. So you can either sit or stand, and I'm just going to sit. I think you can see me fine. So we're going to take our arms, and we're just going to practice this once, and then we'll do it all together. So we're going to bring our arms above our head and take a nice deep breath. And we're going to hold it right here for a couple seconds. And then we're going to breathe it out really fast through our mouth. Ready? Good. And we're going to hold it for a second, and then we're going to do it again. And hold it. And then breathe it out really fast. Good. Okay, let's do that all together about maybe 5 times, okay? Ready? Breathe in. And hold it. And breathe out. And breathe in. And hold it, and breathe out. And breathe in, and hold, and breathe out. 2 more times. And breathe out. And 1 more. And very good. So I hope you enjoyed that. You can do that anywhere you are. You don't have to even raise your arms. You could just take some nice deep breaths, and they'll help to calm you down and make you feel better. So have a great day, everybody. Are you coming back to me, Jen? I think I lost